Wade Redden, 1,023 games in the National Hockey League, 3 seasons with the Brandon Wheat Kings, of course, and he's the pride of Hillman, Saskatchewan. He joins us on video chat today from Kelowna, BC. How you doing, Redsy?
Hi, I'm doing good. Rod, how are you doing? Good to see you again.
Good to see you and talk to you. Hey, any thoughts on this major trade for the Leafs? That's like a 6-7 player swap, including the pick, right? Any thoughts on that today?
Yeah, well, I just saw the TSN update on my phone or whatever. So it's, I think Kapanen, I remember watching him when maybe in his rookie year and really liking him a lot. So I think I really like him as a player. So I think, hopefully he can get there. And it seemed like he wasn't, being in Toronto and not really being in that top 6 a whole lot. It seems like I don't think he really flourished as much as he will, but he's a really talented guy, hard worker and all-around player. So I like him a lot. Pontus Ahlberg, who's really talented. I worked with him when I was with Nashville, actually. He was in that organization when I got there. And another kind of dark horse. If he puts it all together, he can really play too. But, interesting.
Well, you know what? That's 2 teams that wanted a shakeup, right? Pittsburgh fired all their assistant coaches after losing to Montreal in the play-in round, and we know what the Leafs did. So you've been in a lot of locker rooms in your time. Is this something that will get the team's attention, do you think? Is that the desired, what they're trying to do here?
Well, I think, I always felt like Kapanen was a part of that team there, but you got to make some changes, and for whatever reason, Toronto hasn't gotten over that hump, and Pittsburgh's been there and done that, but they're looking to do it some more. So, Toronto, they're looking to, who knows what they're going to do. They'll probably add something else, but looking to shake it up for sure. I know. I don't know the dynamics of the chemistry. It seemed like that Kapanen was a good player. I know playing against his dad, he was always a tough player to play against, and it seems like the son's the same way. But I think they'll miss him a lot, and we'll see what they fill him with.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. He's got a burst, not a McDavid burst, but like when he turns it on, very hard to catch. But like you say, you never know what's going on in a dressing room. Now, Wade, I got to ask you this. You're in Kelowna still, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So I woke up this morning. First thing I thought before my feet hit the floor was Vegas-Vancouver Game 2. And I know how much they love the Canucks all across BC. What's the word out there in Kelowna about Game 1 in that series? Fans got their tail between their legs after the first game for sure. But everyone's excited about the Canucks, and it's good to see them doing well. I mean, I kind of had Vegas as one of the, probably coming out of the West at the start of all this. And excuse me, but I think Vancouver will have a better showing tonight. I don't think they did a heck of a lot in Game 1, and I really like the way Travis Green kind of approaches, how he's been handling his team, and it seems like they got him going really well. Beating St. Louis the way they did and playing the way they did it. They got a really talented young group, so hopefully they can refine that. I mean, after you get over a big series, it's such an emotional high, and especially when I don't think anyone had them doing that. So I think for them to kind of refine that energy and give Vegas all they can, muster, that's what it's gonna take to beat them. Well, I just want to pause some comments from our viewers this morning. This is what we do, Wade. John Schmeisner writes in, good morning from Kansas City. Philip Reese says, watching in Miami, Florida. And Janelle Barkman in Saskatoon says, am I the only one here who had 5 Wade Redden posters on my wall growing up? It hurt to have that Sens logo on this Leafs fan wall, but he's that good. Don't want to make you feel old, Redsy. Just putting it out there. Now, with all the Wheat Kings, let's just talk about Ryan Reeves for a second. Because you remember Al Gibbs, the penalty box attendant in Brandon with the flaming red hair and the big handlebar mustache. He was texting me the other day about Reeves. And he's like, what a role player. And I love this guy. And I said, he never had more than 20 goals in Brandon. But Kelly McCrimmon knows what he brings to a team. Like, he is just so fun to watch. It's hard to believe the impact this guy has on that roster, Wade.
I totally agree. I mean, he is kind of a one-of-a-kind player, really, when you think around the league. There's some tough guys and stuff, but he plays so well and really relishes that role. You can see just the way
the intimidation factor and the way he can get at guys, and he's not scared of anything, and such a great team guy. I had a chance to play with Revo too, and when I was in St. Louis for that short time, and just a great teammate and wants to win, and you can really see when they picked that team in Vegas how they, how good of a job they did scouting the players and scouting the character of the guys, and you can really see that coming together. But as far as Revo again, really done an unreal job of carving out a career and just a bully, kind of like you can just see toying with guys sometimes. No one really wants to fight him. Like, who would want to fight him? And he knows that. So he does a great job in that role. And I think it really, really makes a presence out there, and tough for the other team to kind of focus on what they have to do.
$2.5 million, I think he makes in Vegas, living in Sin City, fulfilling that role. Life's good for Ryan Reaves. But let me ask you this, between who are you? Like, are you a Vegas fan because of that Brandon connection, or like, who is your NHL team, or is it still the Sens?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have a few connections. I guess with Krimmer being in Vegas, I want to see them do well. And it's funny when you look back. I grew up as an Oiler fan, so now I'm kind of still got a soft spot for them too. But yeah, the Sens, that's kind of where I relate with the most, I guess, when I look back and where from my career. But it's interesting, as I know they do a great job, or they try to do a great job, the NHL, and when they're marketing their teams, and once they hook a kid in at a young age, it seems like they're fans for life. So that's kind of where I stand with the Oilers.
I'm exactly the same, but also the Golden Knights had treated me so well. They've actually jumped over the Oilers here because of how the Golden Knights have been to me. But on the Canucks, they are great. Do you think they're just so young that they're learning some harsh lessons? I mean, game one is just one game. I think they're going to be great tonight, but are they going to make some noise in this series, do you think?
Well, yeah, that's the test that they're faced against. I mean, Bo Horvath I've been really impressed with, and he kind of had a really good start to the last series. Looked like he got banged up a bit and didn't do a lot through the end of it. From what I saw, or even offensively, I guess more so, he's still really effective. And this is a time of year where he really shines. So I'm looking for him to step up and be special and do something. And he's been such a good player. And this is a time of year I feel like his play really shines through. So, but yeah, young team. That Hughes is just unbelievable. I think they had an off night, to be honest. They were a little flat, it looked like, last game. And I'm expecting them to be a lot better tonight.
Well, like you say, the letdown of a game, against the Blues after the huge high that is going to happen, or it does happen. Any thoughts on the Eastern Conference and how it's played out?
Well, the Islanders are a surprise, I guess, when you don't really see them a whole lot or hear much about them. But they've impressed me. I kind of liked Philly coming into it, and they really were kind of stymied last night by the Islanders, and we'll see if they can get through that. I guess the other series, who do we got? We got
Tampa Bay, Boston.
Blank.
Tampa Bay, Boston.
Thank you. Yeah, and Boston. I mean, they just keep ticking away. I mean, so impressive. And I talk about Big Z and how he leads that group and that top line they have. So they just know how to win. It doesn't matter, what year or whatever. They just kind of come at you the same way, and they just know how to win. So I think Tampa's going to be in tough with them.
Oh, yeah. Great games, though, for sure. And by the way, Wade, I copied this down the other day from the NHL media relations that I was reading. You'll find this interesting. Lou Lamoriello earned his 28th career postseason series win as an NHL GM. That was with the Islanders beating Washington the other night. He's passed Jack Adams and Sam Pollock. They both had 27 series wins. Moves into a tie with longtime Islanders executive Bill Torrey for second place all time. That's what 28 playoff series wins under his belt for Lou Lamoriello. He now trails only Glenn Slatsather, 41.
41.
That is a
Holy
lot.
Smokes.
Yeah. You'd think Lou Lamoriello would be...
A lot of ground to make up.
He's got a lot of ground to make up. And Lou's not getting any younger. But when you were with the Rangers, Slats was running the show there, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Yeah, no, and well, they had a lot of good runs, with the Rangers too.
That's true. Yeah,
the finals, but yeah, obviously, talking about Lou, it's just amazing the impact that a guy like him can have. Just I think the mentality and attitude that he kind of carries, that iron fist. It seems like a lot, and whether it's he's getting the right personnel in there or just that attitude that it gets instilled right away. It's he's been doing it a long time and seems to have gets his teams going the right way. That's for sure.
You know what I hear, Wade, is with him, culture. And we've all heard about the no facial hair thing with Lou Lamoriello and his teams, and God knows what the other rules are. But I know this, with really good coaches that have rules, whatever you want to say, just say no facial hair. And if some kids put up a fight, they just go, listen, you can't have it here. If that's a problem, thanks for your time. But you can't do it here, right? And he doesn't bend on that. And there's the result.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like you said, the rules are there. I don't know if he's loosened on any of that stuff or not. I mean, obviously the game's changed, the players have changed, but if the rules are there, then you enforce them. And I think that's where guys start, when you start bending the rules and you're not held accountable, then things kind of get loose. But yeah, it seems like he runs a tight ship. And I think a lot of teams with success, they don't let guys get away with things. And I think at the end of the day, that's what you need, is that discipline to, it kind of shows through in every facet.
Yeah. Well, as we know, the players deep down, they want it. They might fight it, but they want it. Hey, Wade, I appreciate the chat. Hope things are going great still in Kelowna. I'm sure they are. Enjoy Game 2 tonight, and hopefully we can do this again here before the playoffs are up.
Oh, it's awesome. Great to chat with you, Rod. And, continued success on the show there.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Wade Redden joining us from beautiful Kelowna, BC. Love that guy. Great guy, Wade Redden. Just chatting hockey. That was fun this morning.
Yeah.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.